Help me, Burkina Faso. I'm saying, help me develop. Ladies and gentlemen, the development we are seeing in Burkina Faso every day as I speak is absolutely unimaginable. The revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso has made us realize that good leadership cannot be overemphasized. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some good news for you from Burkina Faso. Today, Burkina Faso just launched the opening of their new dam that is going to be fueling this agricultural offensive initiative. Did you just see that? Burkina Faso me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Faso Mebo here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Faso Mebo project continues kicking on. This is good leadership at the highest level. Now we got another news, okay? Now the pavement of road in Burkina Faso continues. And now they're talking about a multi-layered system of road. Now the road is getting wider. Burkina Faso is now taking this whole thing to a whole nother level. They have the resources, there's no imports going on. The only thing that Burkina Faso continues to import at this point is equipment after equipment. But before we get to the equipment sector, let's first of all take a look at the road they're constructing currently. I can't imagine what is going on here. Can you imagine that? I'm saying this because I come from a country where, if the government just pave a little bit of road and, make it make sense, everybody is gonna, oh, he's the best and all of that. But Burkina Faso is doing everything as if it's matter of fact. Like, the road pavement continues, like infrastructural development, a lot of factories continue to open. We can talk about the number of factory. I can no longer recall the number of factory that does different things that Burkina Faso, produce. Is it the cement factories? The good thing about these things is that it belongs to the nation. It belongs to the people of Burkina Faso. It doesn't belong to one private individual or something. And that is the true definition of sovereignty at its very highest level. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the equipment sector. I don't know where Burkina Faso is seeing this money because, according to France, Burkina Faso is not this rich. But, ladies and gentlemen, after the exit of France, the question is, how rich is Burkina Faso? How rich is Burkina Faso? Because these equipment, they are not cheap. These equipment are not cheap. They are not, like, you don't get this equipment on a regular. But Burkina Faso continue to pour these things into their country as if it's some tomato can. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at these equipment that are coming into Burkina Faso. Different type of equipment, military equipment, infrastructural development equipment. Like, a lot of equipment are just coming in, and I think, man, this country is on a whole nother level. And this is how to build sovereignty from the grassroots. And I can promise you, by the time Burkina Faso gets to the level of changing currency, hmm, watch out for Burkina Faso, man. I see a dark horse in the yard, man. Watch out for Burkina Faso. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this begs the question, okay? How rich is Burkina Faso? Okay? And how rich are they going to become? Because now Captain Ibrahim Traoré is talking about that in the next 3 years, Burkina Faso they will not be relying on gold as its major source of income and as the major export, material, that they will now be exporting on a whole different level after it must have been able to satisfy its own citizen first, and every other thing comes after. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not seen anything like this in my life, in this lifetime of my lifetime. Since I was born, I promise you, I've never seen something of this magnitude. It might have been going on in some African country that I don't know, but in my own country, no, no, it has never happened. Except anyone that wants to tell lies. This has never ever happened. I don't know if it's as a result of colonialism or something, but this is also an African leader that has already take that bold step to be like, you know what, I'm going to do what I'm going to do to make sure that my people get out of oppression. That is one man that is speaking with a million decibels to his voice. Ibrahim Traoré is different, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it begs the question, if Burkina Faso can be doing this after severing all ties with the colonialists, how rich is Democratic Republic of Congo? How rich is Uganda? How rich is Nigeria? That's one big question. How rich is South Africa? Because you can still see that South Africa still has a lot of imperialist, colonialist finger all over it, right? You can see that DRC, in fact, DRC is in a serious mess. Because when you look at the deal that the United States just signed with DRC, oh my goodness. But the question is, without the influence of the colonialists, who is Africa? Because if this is going on in Burkina Faso, to be honest with you, I don't know if Burkina Faso rank among the most endowed country in Africa. There's a lot of countries that are seriously endowed. You talk about Sierra Leone with the diamond. Sierra Leone is so rich in diamond to the point that I think the Blood Diamond movie was with Sierra Leone. You talk about Botswana. There's a lot of countries that have diamond. I think DRC has almost every resources you want to talk about. Goodness. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the $1 billion question, man. Who is Africa? And all of this deal that the DRC and whoever is signing with the United States, if Africa unites, do you all think this deal will continue to stand? Or do you think it will be revoked at once? How easy will the revoking process be? So, ladies and gentlemen, drop your opinion in the comment section below. It's your boy 72 Andre signing out. Enough said. Before I go, I still think all these deals that these African countries are signing, they are manipulative deals. And whoever is signing these deals with them is an agent of manipulation and is an imperial agent. But I think once Africa unites in our ideologies, in the way we see life, and in the way we see ourselves, then we can move forward. I see a lot of people asking me about my tribe. A lot of people asking me some questions on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter who I am. All that matters is the happiness, the solidarity, the unity of everybody in my community. Okay? We don't do separation here. We are Africans here. We are not doing I am Nigerian, you are Cameroonian. We are doing Africa here. And that is what we do. So guys, I love you, man. Just came back from work. I'll see you tomorrow, man.